Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsell. As I finished uploading the $1 trillion lawsuit video, I came up with this other video. So, despite the other two that I had talked about in that other video, I have more. I just keep getting inspired from more videos. I'll read from you from the Book of Mormon in Omni. I think that's the only chapter, but verse 15. Behold, it came to pass that Mosiah discovered that the people of Zarahemla came out from Jerusalem at the time that Zedekiah, king of Judah, was carried away captive into Babylon. And they journeyed in the wilderness, and were brought by the hand of the Lord across the great waters into the land where Mosiah discovered them. And they had dwelt there from that time forth. And at that time that Mosiah discovered them, they had become exceedingly numerous. Nevertheless, they had had many wars and serious contentions, and had fallen by the sword from time to time. And their language had become corrupted, and they had brought no records with them, and they denied the being of their Creator. And Mosiah, nor the people of Mosiah, could understand them. Alright, so this is the topic. Nobody understands you, Mormons. It's not a good thing to not be understood. You think it protects you, that you can just claim religious immunity. Well, we're a religion, we're a religious culture, you gotta back off. Allow us to do whatever we want. You can't judge us. You guys use the form of English, yet we don't understand you. I'm a Southern California Mormon. I was born and raised and grew up in, I was born and raised, born and lived in Oakland, Berkeley, born in Berkeley, Alameda County, California, lived in Oakland, California, because that's where the hospital was in Berkeley. Went to Michigan for and then kindergarten, and then first grade, and then Southern California for the rest of the time, as we moved in a couple of different places. Mormonism for me, apparently it was different for Utah Mormons who fled Missouri, New Jerusalem, just like my ancestors did, but because I settled in another part of the land of the United States, I did not settle in Utah. I moved here in 1996 in August after I had graduated at the university with a dual bachelor's and a minor, and that completely different language, completely different. Testimony? How is it defined, Mormons? Exactly. Nobody understands you. You talk about, I know the church is true. Nobody understands you, because we all understand that the church is false. Nobody understands you when you say you know it's true, and you say, I just have this feeling. Nobody understands you. And you can't say, oh, that's because you're evil and you don't have the Spirit to guide you in your life in truth. No! Nobody understands you. Do you not understand this? You're making up definitions of English words to protect yourself from exposure as frauds, as false. And it's right here in the Book of Mormon. And so you have the form of English, but you don't have the same meanings. It's not English. It's a completely different definition. And if you understand different languages that people try to create, like for science fiction shows, like the Klingon language, they have a whole dictionary that's published. Well, when you understand that it's still an alphabetical language, and all they're doing is replacing the letters of a particular alphabet, they may include some other foreign countries' alphabetical language or letters. Russian, for example, uses some different phonemes than we use here in America with our English alphabet. But that's all they're doing. They're just replacing our known alphabet with another form, and they have meanings for the combination of those forms. So it's not complicated to learn Klingon. You just have to memorize in order to understand it. So it's not as impressive as you might think. Oh, you know Klingon? Wow! No big deal. When I took French, I began to realize all the European languages were on the same form. They just had different grammatical terminations, but the root words were similar from language to language. And so El Gato, you might be wondering, how is gato the same as cat? The G and the C are phonetic equivalents. And so similar with Jehovah and Yahweh. Is it Russian that use the Y as or the J as a Y sound? But then there's other countries that the J is a J, and so when you take then it becomes altered. But this is, they had the same language. Jerusalem, Hebrew, Egyptian in Jerusalem? Yeah. So it was owned and operated by Egypt still. It was Babylon that came in and conquered. But, you guys don't use the proper English definitions for the common English words. And so all of the religious speak that you have is completely foreign. And it's not just a coding, an insider Mormon thing. Well, it is, but you guys created a whole new language so that nobody could understand you. And you wonder why people are horrified when they find out the truth. Because you go around the world on missions, we did this, telling people that there is a God and He loves us, and then we advance to say that, Jesus Christ, atoned. And they go, oh wow, Jesus. Saying that this is different because for Christians, Jesus, in the Christian mind, is the Trinity Jesus. So So then when we go to the next level with the investigators, oh, Heavenly Father and Jesus are completely separate individuals. They're like, what? No, they're the Trinity. No, Joseph Smith saw him in the first vision. Therefore it's true. And so right away, Mormons should understand that Mormonism is already a distinct language in and of itself. But for Mormons to be a completely separate language than Mormons, that's down a whole nother level. Because for me, I come in, faith without works is dead. I understand that in the concept of faith without fruit is dead, or seed without fruit is dead. I understand that. So I understand that I can't go around saying, I know the church is true, I know the Book of Mormon is correctly translated, when I don't know, when I don't have the fruit. I just have the seed, I just have faith. And so for Mormons to go around saying, oh yeah, the church is true, I testify, that is true, I am a witness, that is true. What language are you using? You claim, oh, well, Moroni chapter 10, verse 3 through 5. The Holy Ghost testified to me, therefore I now know. What language are you using? You took out manifest and by the power of. You can't take out words. What are you doing? What language are you using? So, yeah, nobody understands you Mormons. Not even Mormons understand Utah Mormons. I mean, cute little Maudie, I worked with her back in the day. I said the word sex, and she was like, oh, that's a 4-letter word. Sex is a 4-letter word? Yeah. Sex. Yeah. S-E-X. Yeah. S-E-X. 4 letters? Yeah. Nobody understands you guys. Cut it out. You graduated from high school, didn't you? You took English, grammar, and comprehension? Why don't we understand you? What have you done to the English language? So, I mean, and as a result, you don't know the Christ. You just say, oh, we want to be Christian, and so we believe in Jesus. It's in the middle of our name. You don't know him. You don't know who you're supposed to be looking for. You just say, oh, Christians, we want to be Christian, and we have Jesus, and therefore we're waiting for Jesus to return. Are you not paying attention? Section 103. A man like Moses is going to restore the kingdom of David. Huh? That's not Jesus. Who is this guy? Doctrine and Covenants, section 85. One mighty and strong will restore the kingdom of David. What? That's not Jesus. Who is this guy? You're not paying attention because you don't have the same language. And You trust Christianity over Jews. Jews are not looking for Jesus. They're looking for a man like Moses. Just like Joseph said, we are looking for a man like Moses. Supposed to be the president of the church, who is in the office of a man like Moses. The Pharisees loved to sit in Moses' chair, as Jesus condemned them. So, we're not speaking the same language, Mormons. And I'll be damned if I try to learn your language. I already know yours is corrupted. Because I aced English grammar. Aced it. As the various teachers I had through the various years and classes were trying to figure out, is blue a noun or an adjective? It's an adjective. Duh. Because it describes color, which is the noun. The understood noun, which was supposed to be put in sentences. So when you say the new curtains that we bought are blue, no, it's an incomplete sentence. Are a blue color. Color is the noun, blue is the adjective. That's how smart I am. What about you Mormons? What the hell? Alright.